Do we have any challenge? All right, I think we are live.
Live now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. So good to see all of you in the boardroom. And I can see KOS also in the boardroom after a very long while. Lady KOS, you're welcome to the boardroom. Mr. Luwatoyi from Canada. I think the Canada constituencies are complete. And I can also see our presenter from the UK, Lady Ummi. You're welcome to the boardroom. And also, for a very long time, I can see Dr. Mariah seated right at home instead of the hospital. That is so beautiful. And our timekeeper is in the house, by the way. So you ladies have to be very mindful of time today. Good evening and welcome back to the boardroom. For those who are joining us live on YouTube, we're currently reviewing the book, The Mind of the Reader, and this is the Business Readers Global Club. So today we're looking at chapter 4 of this very book in my hand, and the title is Selfless Self-Leadership. Um, for the past 1 week, we actually commenced the reading of this book written by Rasmus Hougaard and Jacqueline Carter. It says here in the subtext, the mind of the leader, how to lead yourself, your people, and your organization for extraordinary results. But it is centered towards the people centered approach. And taking us on this particular review for chapter 4 is no other person than Ummi Ilu, whom I'd like to welcome all the way from UK. She is a finance manager for NMPC and also an alumni of Harvard. Umi, thank you very much for joining us, and over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Board members of the boardroom. I miss all your faces because I wasn't able to join the last three discussions, but I'm glad I'm here today. So we are discussing the book, The Mind of the Leader, this book is teaching us the way to lead using certain concept, not the traditional way, using mindfulness, which is to be present, to be aware of whatever you're doing, be focused. You use selflessness, which means that you also care for others. You will not just be your own benefit or self-centered or yourself, but rather you will put the team and organization's interests also above your own ego. Then, and the last thing is compassion, which means you are genuinely care, not because you do my work, but I genuinely care about you, apart from you being my staff, but I also care. Because when you apply compassion in your leadership, true, you build trust and you will motivate your staff ordinarily to really die for you, to die for the job. So on the chapter today, we are discussing selfless self-leadership. Already we have discussed, trying to really, we need to be aware of ourselves. So this is we are building on top of it. So this will teach us how to selflessly self-lead yourself before you can lead the organization, your employees and the organization as a whole. So look at the nature of ego, because one of the major things that will stop you from being selfless is this, your ego. The problem it creates and how you can apply you have to be self-confident to really be able to be selfless. Okay, so this page is just we're talking about what is selflessness. Selflessness, on a layman's language, I can say it's not allowing your self-interest to overshadow all your decisions. Let your decisions be taken from the appropriate place, from your brain. You will think through it. You will think, is it beneficial? It will not be at the cost of anything that will really harm someone. But really, you have to really make it in such a way that it will be beneficial for everyone, for the well-being of the organization, well-being of the staff, and the well-being of everyone. So, and it is saying selflessness is an appropriate language to for you to understand yourself, to explain, to know who you are, to know yourself worth. But you know what affects selflessness? You would just imagine that I am a so person in your head, and that is what we can call ego. So because of that, you won't be able to really know the true self, your true self, and you won't be able to really act or behave in such a way that it will be selfless, but rather you will be more selfish when you are taking decisions. So this is just an illusion trying to just create anything. You really there is no fixed that I am here today and then in the next 1 month I'll be the same person, or after some time. We keep evolving. Everything in life evolves. Everything in life evolves. So really, if you are able to practice selflessness, train yourself and practice it, will really be able to tame your own ego, because ego is the major destroyer of being selfless. The next one, you will see what ego does. So this is just facts about ego. Why I bring this ego? Ego is the thing that will not allow you to really take the right decisions, or to it really cloud some people's head and brain. So the problem with I. So there are, ego will make you to start whatever you're going to say. I created this app. I this. You will not refer to your own team as a whole. You recognize anybody's. Meanwhile, one person cannot achieve something, cannot do something from beginning to the end. Anyhow, there will be input from another person. So from a study in University of California, they say people that use I are those that have higher chance of coronary disease and mortality. You see, this that selfish attitude. I. And also another study also find out people that are really they have problem of depression and anxiety. Also, the pronoun they always use this I and me and mine. Very very selfish. So, and I relate with it, because if you are too care, you don't want anybody. Probably maybe you keep food somewhere, or you keep a pen or something, and you don't want anybody to touch it. There will be anxiety that these people will steal my thing. This person will touch. Definitely you'll be depressed, or the anxiety, you won't be able to function well. And also, even when you are saying something, as I mentioned earlier, I create this, I did this. If you don't also try to also share your successes with your team, they will just leave you on your own. They will someday they will definitely throw you under the bus. Also, we have realized that people that are on the top, like the top management, probably the CEOs, they ones normally they use our team. We did, but we, the middle management or the younger ones, we are a bit more selfish. We tend to say me. We tend to do the pronouns of me and I. So, but I also relate to this, because already the CEO probably started the business from scratch, really. So he will have more confidence in sharing with other people. And also he had probably the exposure and experience. But we that we are trying to climb, there will be a lot of competition among the staff. Everybody wants to be promoted, everybody wants to be high. So that's why obviously this kind of selfish attitude can be more under the with people in the lower level of leadership. Ego and leadership. Ego narrows your field of vision, and it corrupts your behavior and causes you to act against your values. So definitely, what ego does, when you have it, you won't be able to see the vision, because all you want is, I am the best, my idea is the best. So whatever anybody is saying, whatever it is, you will not be able to comprehend it. You will still do, because you want to prove yourself, I'm the best, my own is the best, even if it is not the best. So ego can do that. And if it narrows your vision, definitely that company will suffer, because you will really grow as you are meant to. Ego also makes you vulnerable to criticism. Remember, if you have inflated ego, you will really not want anybody to criticize you. In fact, there will be a button, because you won't want any criticism, because I am this already. You are in that bubble. I'm this. I am this. I'm the best. I more than anybody. Then if by any chance somebody will correct you, I know that is it's normal because I know I had experience with that. So you will not be able to have ideas from people no matter how good it is. You will never be able to see, because what is important is the sense of self. That button, when it is triggered, the moment correction is done or somebody brings another idea that is a trigger, you will see argument, you will see defense. Also, ego also makes us vulnerable. We can, when something does not go our own way, sometimes we can be so frustrated. It can lead to also depression. It can lead to embarrassment. I have seen ego in the boardroom. Also, ego makes you to be susceptible to manipulation. When I saw this one, I laughed because I have a life experience. I have my boss. He was so lucky. He was promoted to a top maybe number two in my organization, but definitely he's not that well grounded. So he will always ask, what are people saying about me? Do they know that I know the job? For where I was not there, I didn't want to lie. I just kept quiet. But my colleague was there. I said, everybody was saying you are so good, you deserve it. Meanwhile, it's not true. This guy, he was signed, and that guy, he wanted signed approval to travel. This guy is he signed it. So that is when I knew definitely ego can, you'll be susceptible to manipulation. And remember, there are some decisions you will take them without knowing people. You will just be signing approvals unnecessarily, even if that decision or is not good for the organization. Because as long as they'll say, they will show you on TV, this will, you just add this to the cup of your achievement, this and this, you just sign it, whether it's good or bad. So you'll be truly manipulated. It narrows our, okay, we have already said the field of vision. Also we can be blinded by success and fail. To be honest, the more we go higher, the more you will be insulated from some things. People will laugh at every small thing, whether it is funny or not, at us. People will not be, it won't be easy for people to tell you the truth, especially if they know you will attack them or anything. So that is why it is dangerous. You will end up being in a place whereby nobody will tell you the truth. It is just what you feel. It is your life. You'll be in a bubble that nobody will really help you. So that is what, and it is as a result of already, this is a result because already you have inflated ego and nobody will want to come and cross away with you. So, but all these things, it can help caring about others, and also trying to keep people around you that will really be telling you the truth, or you employ even higher people that are smarter, can help you, and then you keep your ego in check, can also help. So the next one is self-confidence, selflessness. So the way to really achieve this selflessness, you have to be confident of yourself. You have to be confident of the qualities you have, confidence of your values, confident of your capability, confident of your skills. So if you are self-confident on your own, then you can now start to practice selflessness. Is possible because even if there is correction, you'll be open to ideas. You'll be up. You know that things changes. Today if this is one, tomorrow definitely it could be four. Tomorrow, things keep evolving, and somebody definitely will have something that you have not thought. You will start listening to different perspectives. So this is what will really make you to make certain decisions that will be good for the organization. So, but obviously, if you are not self-confident, definitely, and you are selfless, you will end up being a pushover, which means people will, or if you push over, you won't even have confidence deep down. You will have less self-esteem. So, if you practice selfness in that situation, definitely you will be like a pushover. So, which means to be successful in leadership, selflessness, you have to have combined the strong self-confidence and this selflessness. That is how to. And then you also try to watch on your ego. You should take care of the ego attachment and the pride. So the CEO bubble, this one too is not good for you, because as I said, if you are in that your CEO bubble, I am CEO. I started from nothing and I've taken this company to all high, the best company in the world. Obviously, we have studied in other books 360 degree feedback and perspective is very, very important, truly, because especially now, if you maybe employ the younger ones, they have a lot of the way they see life is different from the way we see it. have different in your team, have different people, listen to them, let them give you feedback. You'll be able to really, or else you remain narrow-minded. If only you are narrow-minded, you will not see reality. You'll just be in that bubble and they will leave you. So we have to break free from the inflated ego, which it requires the practice of selfness, and you have to have courage, because to be honest, as a CEO, you really have to be courage to listen to criticism, to listen to things from somebody that is just a small ordinary employee. It's not really easy. The next slide, okay, we have humility. Oh, I love humility. I enjoyed every bit of it, because great leaders are generally not the type. Please, 1 second. 1 second. Oh. Humility. Sorry about that, please. So great leaders are generally not the type that will publicly be saying, I have done, I've done. Yes, I have seen, I even listened to Bill Gates today. I listened to his interview. These guys, because they have achieved so much, they are really humble, from their dressing, from the way they handle themselves. So as a leader, you must practice, even if you don't have it. Trust Try, practice, and train yourself to be humble, because humbleness, some doors will be opened by humility, but really it will be locked. Pride lock it with padlock, but humility will open doors that you can never imagine. And humility and selfness, when they match together, it's fantastic. That is what will really make you a very successful leader, because the humility and the selfness, but obviously you have to watch it. If you apply your self-confidence, then all this, when they come together, definitely you will find a good fusion that you really work, it will go take you far. So, and selfness cannot happen without humility. Humility is a way of life. You have to practice it. Because ego create a very unrealistic view of things. You won't be able to see bigger picture, because ego, you already said, ego gives a fixed thing that this is it. Well, whatever somebody will say, I'll not listen. But humility will make you to open your head. It helps in achieving the result you want. Humility is also an inner process. You do it from inside. As you practice, it will be crushing your ego, checking it as you feel like, I am this, I have this. You really crush it. And another thing that helps with humility is spirituality, I believe, because we'll just look at it. We didn't choose our parents. We didn't choose how we were born. In fact, if we think from where we are, we started from clay, a sand, and we will end up in sand. So even the mere thought of this can really make you to be very, very humble. Sometimes a little bit of headache, or you will not be able to, or you just wake up with. Meanwhile, you lie down well, but you'll end up you wake up with just an eye that, without knowing, is sick. You won't be able to do anything. So this really helps and help you in humility. So the next slide. Okay. Also, the book spoke about the selflessness matrix. On the top we have selfless, and then down we have selfish. So on number 3, the narcissist. This is when you have self-confidence. However, you are very selfish. The selfishness is it's more. So which means any decision you will take, you will not care about how it will affect anybody. All you want is that your decision that you want it to have. So that's what they call you, narcissist. So on the number 4, egoistic. This is when you don't have a lot. The self-confidence is low. But you have a lot of you want to do a lot of things. You are very, so that's why you just want to do your interest. This one, it will not also benefit you don't care about anybody. That one too is yourself, that your selfish goals. So on the pushover, you don't have a lot of self-confidence. That self-confidence is low, very low, low self-esteem. However, you are selfless. Everything people say will listen, you do it, you end up being a pushover. So this one too is not good, but the best place is to be in number 2, enabler. This is the sweet spot. It's a combination of whereby selflessness is there, self-confidence is there, humility is also there. So whenever things, maybe in a boardroom, you are having a discussion, you will be able to say, no, 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 you can speak off if needed. You will listen, you give time, you have also focus, you understand? So here, everybody will really be recognized. Your team will be happy, you will be happy, and the company will move forward. So really, this is the best place. So this one, I use it to analyze myself, which metrics I found it, and then I will work on it, because I'm not sure. I will not tell you where I am, but I'm really working on it. Okay, so this one are the final tips and takeaway from this chapter. They say leadership is a journey. We all know it keeps changing, it keeps evolving. So if we have to, we are all work in progress. We are human being. They say being. We are all work in progress. So we keep trying so that we will. And this the same is true when it comes to selfness. We have to keep trying. We have to keep practicing until we really become selfless. So that all decision we take, it will be basis. It will be selfless, not just what I want, what my interest. Self-nurtures can be realized and cultivated with a training. So you can't just wake up today and say, I will start practicing self-nurtures. No, you have to train it. It doesn't come like that. And so that it will become as a part of it will become your value, it will become your attitude. You understand? Because our brain, all you need is to train. When you train your brain and mind, definitely there is nothing that is impossible. So that self-nurture will become your default when you are used to it. If you when you do one today, tomorrow, consistently it will become part of you. And you have to commit to practicing this self-nurture training on a regular basis, because it's very important. Also, mindfulness, take time, pause, and see, try to review and see which level I am, what am I doing, and you fix it. You practice and train. Then another, also you have to consider of ways in which your ego gets in the way when you are making the decision or in your leadership, because definitely your ego always comes around. Because I remember maybe sometimes when somebody will do something to me, I'll say I'll put her in her place. I used to, I know, many months ago, maybe I can't say years ago, but definitely I've already taken that out of my dictionary. I'm so happy. I'm not saying, I'm not sure whether I practice humility, but I will deliberately, intentionally now start practicing humility. Another thing is consider where you are. Okay, I've already spoken on the leadership matrix. So I'm just giving everyone challenge now, because I want before the end, everybody will just tell me, please, which metrics he is, so that or she is or he is, so that I will try to give you advice of what you do, so that you can be out of that metrics and you all be in the sweet spot. I think that's the end. Thank you for listening to me. Sorry for starting late. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lady Umi. That was the first time we're finishing within 30 minutes at the dot. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. A couple of things stood out for me, but before I go into my takeaways, I like everybody to give Umi her flowers, diamonds, dollar notes, and everything you want to give to Umi. Plus, she has done a beautiful presentation on so short a period of time. And for me, I can relate with the confidence, Umi, because I know how frustrated you used to be when you start making presentation. This time around, you were so articulate and calm. You would manage me the way you see me, and I would do my presentation, and the presentation was spot on. The graphics was also very beautiful. So that was very nicely done. So I love the slides particularly. I love the fact sheet. You always have a way of presenting your slides, preferably in one, you know, pager. This time around, I think you couldn't do that because you had multiple slides, right? But you tried to capture all the facts about selflessness in one particular slide. And I love that. I also love the key takeaway. I love the challenge, the call to action that you have given to all of us, that we should go back and look at the selfless uh, matrix. I think it's very important. While you were speaking, I was just trying to see where I am. I know I'm not very shy. So I'm not extremely selfless. So I'm not very shy. So I'm trying to put myself, where do I put myself? So I have to calibrate myself to be able to get into the sweet spot. I'm going to open the room for discussion, but you can always go to the chat room. We have some interaction already. I can see lots of colorful flowers that you've been given by all the members of the boardroom. For those who joined us a little bit late, Lady Busuye, you're welcome to the boardroom. So the floor is open, and we'd like to take your contribution, input, summary, feedback, applause for Umi. Who is going first? I want to
Okay.
behave like Sir Oluwatoyin. I don't want to call names.
Yeah, let me set a good example by going first. Um, Good day, everyone. Yeah, so let me start by saying that yesterday I went to see, somehow they managed to drag me out. So I went to see some tulips, flowers basically. And they looked as beautiful as the ones I'm seeing in the chat room. So I wish I had plucked a physical one and brought it for me because of our presentation today.
So sweet.
Yeah. So Umi, thank you so much. That was a good presentation by all standards. It was a great one, I would say, rather than good. Um, Knowing where we are all coming from, and seeing our improvement over time, I would always like to give, such feedback about how we have, um, you know, sort of graduated. And for me, like Princess said, that element of confidence stood out as a leadership trait for you, especially in the way you presented. You've always been someone who have said that your speech um, manner is quite fast. I mean, the way you speak in a quite fast manner, and sometimes you see it as sort of a um, I don't want to use the word disadvantage, or but you see it as sort of something you would love to improve on. But in my own opinion, I like to always say, stay who you are. If naturally you are a fast speaker, um, yes, you can improve on the way you communicate in terms of the way you pass your message across and all of that. But then trying to slow yourself down may also be a disadvantage because it may now give you that um second nature, who you are not, basically. But what you've exemplified today, or what you've showcased today, is the fact that you can speak fast and speak clearly. You can communicate clearly. You can give us that um sort of reading that can um identify you as who you are, as Umi. So, and for me, that's staying true to yourself. um yes, some people would be fast speakers as long as they speak clearly. There's nothing wrong with that. So thank you very much for doing that, for exemplifying that confidence trait, and also for coming out clearly. And like Princess said, your slides were great, your presentation was on point. And for me, the what stood out is the part where you talked about ego, and how that plays out for us as leaders. Yes, very important. We should always, you know, come out, come down from how do they say it, I us position, and always be humble, ready to learn from anyone, you know, put yourself down there, and that's the only way you can grow. No matter what height of leadership you have attained, that is the only way you can keep growing. Anyone who feels that they have learned everything in life, will stay stagnant. they will not learn anything more. But if you humble yourself enough to bring yourself down, and you are able to learn from anyone, from any sort of channels, from any source, you will find that you will grow more and more every day. So that's very important. And thank you for highlighting that. I love the quadrants that you put across as well. We should all showcase, how well we can become more and more of a great leader if we decide to stay confident and also stay, what's the other one? I just trying to remember now. Confidence plus selflessness, I think. Yeah. If say as selfless leaders, we would absolutely scale. Okay, so I would stop there, but I would say thank you so much, Ummi. It was a great presentation. Keep being confident. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Oluwatoyin, for unpacking wisdom in your feedback. Thank you so very much. I see Dr. Mariah, you want to say something? Over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lady Umi, for that wonderful presentation. Is that matrix that really stuck me, and I even screenshot that. So I'm trying to figure out where am I. But I wanted to ask a question. The enabler, I thought enabler was in the negative, that enabler is someone that, maybe condone bad behavior, not standing up, you know. So I just want a bit highlight on that, because I think you said the enabler is the one that is okay out of all those ones in the matrix.
Yes,
Thank you.
so I want to tell you how the metrics works. If you look at the top, you see it's selfless. Then down is selfish. So in that enabler, if you look at it, is and we have confident and then like dividend. If you look at that, if you look at that box, it is the combination of selflessness and confidence, which means you have healthy amount of self-confidence and you have healthy amount of selflessness. Not too much that it will make you a pushover, and not too confident that you'll be so egoistic. You will be clouded by only your thought, what you know, you understand. So if you look at it, this is just the best combination, number two enabler. A healthy amount of selflessness and healthy amount of self-confidence, that I know I am good, yes, but definitely this new staff that I hire, it can tell me, it can teach me, oh, this, there's another way, you understand. So that is what this box is talking about.
Very
So do
well
All right,
you,
thank
explained.
you.
yeah, so do you get that?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morayo. We're seeing your face for the very first time this year, I think, in the boardroom. So that is really good. So we have Samira. We also have KOS, Lady KOS. I don't know if you are able to speak, but Samira, over to you. Samira, able to speak? Yes, I know Lady KOS is on transit. Samira, we have a challenge, a technical issue from your end.
Yeah, her network is breaking. We can't hear you.
Lady KOS has added some comment in the chat room, Umi.
I have a question.
Samira, your network is glitching.
Can you hear me? Hear me, Princess?
Now we can. Yes. Are you speaking?
She has muted herself.
Yes, I think the network is not good.
Boss B, can you speak? Are you in a place where you can speak? So network issue, well done, Lady Umi. Yes, very brilliant. Yes, the CEO bubble, which I was going to refer to because I think we are all in that space now, is me. I have built this. Don't talk to me like that. I've come a long way. I know what I'm doing. And by so doing, we don't take input from others, especially as subordinates. That is a interesting topic to refer back to. So personally, I want to cycle back to that CEO bubble and just unpack it. Lady Busoye, can you speak?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Lady
Yeah,
Busoye.
yes, apologies for joining late. So from the little I could, thank you so much for the presentation, and it was a beautiful one, though I joined late. So what I would just say is I just want to add a little bit more from what Sir Oluwatoyin, I was going to talk about the humility. Where we are as a leader, we don't need to pretend that we have it all. Do you understand? And that we are not perfect, and we should embrace that humility. So I like that. That's the part I was able to gather from. So we should embrace that humility spirit and admit that we don't have it all. That's all I'm going to say. And also encourage others to speak up, which will help to build psychological safety. So that's it. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Lady Busby, for your contribution. Very thoughtful call to action. Embracing humility. Mm. I have a lot of comments, but I'm not going to say much on that regards. One of the things that caught my attention for this particular chapter was the statistics. I wanted to open with it, the correlation between coronary disease. And I think for those of us who read it, I was like, ayete mi bami o, oya o, princess. Can you see? We have to be careful. Even though from a medical perspective, I was trying to really do a lot of research. So I still have a lot of research to do when it comes to that because I'm like, correlation between this and this topic is interesting, for me when I saw that statistics. And I think there were a few more statistics also as it relates to anxiety. For anxiety, I mean, I can understand that, when you're very egoistic and in nature and you really don't care about others and you're always often prone to manipulation and always seeking attention for others to validate your work, validate what you do. I think I can understand that. But the correlation to coronary heart disease incidence and mortality, I will give that study to Dr. Mariah so that she will come back with an elaborate. We have to do a case study on that so that everybody, you know, gets mindful.
Well,
Let's really go.
I have an idea because when they say they are when you are too anxious, the kind of hormone, the kind of stress hormone that you are releasing, and stress on your heart, because the stress is on everybody. So I can relate. That's what I'm relating it to. The anxiety, the kind of hormones you are releasing can actually predispose you to that. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but we need a proper study. I need facts, figures. I need to see. I don't want to see social studies. You understand? So we really need to go back to that particular study. I did underline it for reference purposes. Yeah. Um, Umi, one of the things that I must say is that you brilliantly walk us through the book. So for those who actually did not read the book, you did page to page of this book, which was very interesting, And another one that I really liked and I tried, and I don't know who saw it, was on page 66, I think, where he talked about trying the experiment. Set a timer for 2 minutes. When ready, start a monologue describing your day from when you got up until this moment without using I, me, my, or mine. And that is where I'm going to rest this particular section. I think we should all try this particular experiment. So I closed my eyes when I got to this point, and this was just the very first few pages of the book. And I wanted to, start practicing this particular experiment. I was like, everything was like, I did this. I did this. I cooked that food. I was the one that drove the car. Who drove the car with me? Apparently, I was the one who drove the car. Anyway, but just on a lighter mode, try this experiment. I think it's for fun. Also, close your eyes while you're doing it and just, you know, um, replace those words, I, me, my, or mine. All right. It's on page 66. It's a very good exercise to do. And I would go back to Lady Ummi for your last reflections and key takeaway.
Okay, so my last reflection or my key takeaway is that we have to ensure that we always try to sit down and reflect and see where we are in our leadership, in our life, in terms of our selflessness, humility, ego. Because these things is not just only in your leadership, no, even in your leadership in your house, in leadership with friends, wherever it is, these things will embarrass you. Ego will embarrass you. You understand? You will not be able to achieve so much. And as I told you, there are some places you can only get access to it. Only humility can help you get access to it, or some certain doors, only humility can open it. But ego will lock it with padlock and key. Just know it. So definitely we have to keep reminding ourselves. We have to review which box are we, where are we, and try to improve. I say, Kai, keep trying, because by training, by intentionally training and putting your mind that I must change this, my attitude, I know it's not good for me, it will affect my career, it will affect my relationship with my family, it will definitely, you are going to be the best. So just know that the fusion between your self-confidence and selflessness is what you truly need to be a very effective leader, in terms of having to be a selfless self-leader. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Umi. And in closing, I'd like to bring the quote of Mahatma Gandhi. He says, humility is the true sign of greatness. So I think that is a great call to action. Umi has echoed brilliantly on the fact that as leaders, we must practice humility. Humility can be learned, is a learned skill, so we should learn to practice humility. On that note, thank you very much. The very first time in the boardroom this year that we are closing under 10. Okay, 10 my time, the very first time. So usually for the boardroom, we spend only 1 hour. And I like to just quickly go through who we are, what we do, why we do what we do, how we do it, when we do it, right? So this is the Business Readers Global organization. It's originated off from Abuja FCT, but it's now a global organization from the US, and it's open to individuals worldwide who are interested in personal and professional development through the culture of reading. The community comprises of active members from different walks of life, from different background and industry. And this environment, in this environment, we foster a diverse and inclusive and safe environment. Why are we always here? The platform is aimed to inspire curiosity, communication, and development by encouraging members to read, to reflect, to rise. Readers are leaders. You don't read, you can't lead. What do we do? Business Reader is a vibrant reading community that offers curated book selection, very interactive discussion, as you've seen today, and a global network of readers. And also, you can connect and build your network from this particular organization. So, how do we do this? Like we said, we have a curated book list for the whole year. We ensure that our environment is safe, is interactive. We also are a global brand and a global network, and we have our boardroom section, both offline and online. When do we meet? We meet when we're in section, like now we're in section, just 1 hour a day from Monday to Thursday. And then after that particular book reading, at the completion of a book, we go on recess, and our leaders or organization would call us back from recess with a new book to review. So this is just a snippet of what we do. For those of you who are online who like to join us, is a subscription-based organization, and someone somewhere around the boardroom would have to vet you and walk you through the nuances of the group. So if you'd like to join us, please don't hesitate to visit us on all our handles, on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and also on Facebook. So, Umi, it is 3 minutes to 10. And that was beautifully done. You set the pace for those of us who don't follow time. So, so for those who are presenting this week, we have David, we also have Lady Busoye, and we have Lois from the US. So, wishing you all a lovely evening. And for those of us in Dubai, good night. For those in Canada, enjoy your afternoon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Thank you.